Hey YouTubers, Technical Studioverse here. Welcome back to another new, fresh and interesting video. And in the last video, you've seen me talking about laptops. And in that video, I've mentioned clearly based on how to judge your laptop based on what criteria. And right now, we are talking about this device, which has been my daily driver for the past 3 months. And I'm your host Bhargav, and let's get started. And before starting with the video, if you're new to my channel, then please do hit the subscribe button and also hit the bell icon to stay notified for further more updates from my channel, which is Technical Studioverse, and also to enjoy some interesting content. So this is the laptop MSI GF63, which is a gaming laptop, and also it's a part of Thin 9 X series, and that this is Thin 9 SC. We'll talk about input output and all of that later, but right now let's just open this laptop. And here you can see it's having a keyboard which is missing an numpad, which is a minus for gamers, and also you can see a power button indicated over here, and here you have a trackpad. And while typing on this keyboard, I felt first a little bit uncomfortable, but later on it got away easily with me, like I got used to it, and it's pretty well while typing. And right now, here on the palm rest area, you can see there are a lot of stickers mentioning its key features. We'll talk about all of these and all of these later. And if you talk about input output ports, on the right side of the laptop, you can see a headphone jack, a microphone jack, two USB Type A ports, which are USB type Gen 3, and a USB Gen 3 Type C port, and also a Ethernet port, which you can use to plug in your Ethernet cable to get faster internet, which is the lag-free internet. And also you have a Kensington lock. And on the left side of the laptop, you can see it's having a power input port, another USB Type A port, and also an indicator which indicates whether it is charging or not. And also to mention, there is a thermal vent over here on the left side of the laptop, and on the back side of the laptop you can see it's having a HDMI port, and also it's having a thermal vent over here. Here it's having speakers faced downwards, and also you can see the chassis has some plastic grills over here, so that air can flow easily. So this is the display, which is a 15.6-inch IPS display with a full HD plus resolution, which is a 1920 by 1080 pixels, and this thing is also having a 60 Hz refresh rate. That means I can push my laptops up to 60 FPS gaming. Like, I cannot push it beyond 60 frames per second. Well, anyway, it's fine for me because even consoles have a maximum frame rate of 60 frames, but it is in 4K though. But I don't mind playing at 1080p because it's a standard resolution now. If you talk about specifications, well, this laptop is equipped with an Core i5 9th generation processor, and also an 4 gigs of GDDR6 memory of NVIDIA GeForce 1650 Max Q, which is a notebook version of NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650, which has come last year in the market because NVIDIA wanted to enter into the consumer game as well, because Most of them cannot afford for a 20 series graphic card, so they've brought up their 16 series, which is an upgrade to the 10 series which came last year. Also, you have an 8 gigs of RAM and a 512 gigs of PCI Gen 3 SSD, which means in terms of read and write speeds, this laptop is comparatively slow to Gen 4 SSDs, which have recently entered into the market. Also, this thing runs on Windows 10 Home, which is 64-bit architecture. And if you see over here, the hinge is placed like perfectly to ensure that the laptop will not get, like, the display will not get any scratches or any kind of stuff. But I do hate these kind of hinges because these kind of hinges are standard designs. I've recently liked the one which comes in Surface Book Pro, but anyway, I don't mind having any standard design or anything. Now let's try to bend it to the maximum I can able to bend. Probably it won't be. Uh, okay, the maximum angle, as you can see, is right over here. Well, which is anyway fine for me because I can get comfortable instead of having just a 180 degrees this thing, because most of them won't use that 180-degree hinge until and unless it is a two-in-one convertible. And also over here you can see this small dot which comes with a microphone and a zero point 0.5 megapixel 720p resolution webcam. Well, let's check. Okay, this is the video which you're seeing through the webcam, and I don't know exactly how the audio sounds, but the video here is pretty noisy. Like, you can see the grains of each and every pixel over here because of its low resolution and pretty poor image optimization. Card vendors companies do get improved in terms of giving a proper camera, because there are laptops out there which do give a perfect camera. Like, you can take an example of a Microsoft Surface Book Pro, which comes with an excellent camera. I say MSI has to learn from Microsoft in terms of camera. If you talk about how smooth the trackpad is, like how it is response, well, the trackpad is responding pretty quick, and since it doesn't have any specific buttons for left and right clicks, you can use just use it normally, like for right click you just have to bend it towards the right, and for left you just click it on the edge of left side of the trackpad. Well, the trackpad is pretty smooth, and also it comes with the default gestures of Windows touchpad gestures, like if you take you can just scroll a window down, like you can minimize a window just by using your three fingers, like this. I can actually switch between windows, and also I can if I try to swipe it towards right with three fingers, I can switch between windows. Well, anyway, right now there's just only one web window open. If you talk about gaming on this laptop, let's open up GTA 5. Okay, in terms of gaming, I've pushed the maximum over here. As you can see, out of the 4 gigs, I've pushed it to 3.5 by making the maximum tweaks. Let's check exactly whether it can push up to like 1080p 60 fps at all very high settings, because the usual settings which I keep is in high mode, and as you can see the game is pretty lagging, it's snappy because there is a huge load that is falling on the graphic card. I usually do not keep these settings because while uploading my videos in YouTube, it should be lag free. It shouldn't be like this. It should be butter smooth. Well, let's achieve that butter smooth gaming right now. I'll again make some tweaks, and I've made some tweaks over here and brought it back to my regular gaming mode, gaming settings, and you can see here the gaming is butter smooth, like really smooth. Well, the real test comes while driving a car in open world games, because if you can be able to drive without any lag in the video or audio, you can think that it is pushed to its maximum. Like right now, this game is pushed to its 1080p 60 fps. I achieved by reducing the textures and by the reflections, and also I've reduced the shaders, which is a game terminology which is not necessary for us right now. But as you can see, the colors over here are pretty fine. Because this is not an LED display, I don't expect any bright colors as an OLED display, because OLEDs have self-emitting light, but these have to be LCD or IPS panels have to be this kind of backlit by some kind of a source. And right now for IPS displays, though the display is LCD and backlit by LEDs, you still can see its normal colors like the ones we can see on a standard LCD display. And if you talk about gaming on this thing with battery, well, you can't last for more than an hour at least. Like, you cannot even game on this thing for 1 hour on battery, because the GPU and CPU are so powerful that the battery is not able to withstand the heat dissipated from GPU and CPU, because of which there's a huge amount of power consumption, because both the CPU and GPU are huge power eaters, and this game takes up maximum of my memory. That means I cannot run any other applications except this thing. Well, I can run my screen recorder, which is OBS Studio, and you've seen my GDF5 videos, whose links I've leave it at the top, the suggested section, so that you can watch and enjoy it. And you're hearing some background noise because I've switched on the fans present inside this. Let's switch over to that application, which is one of my most favorite applications provided by MSI service. And here it is. This is the MSI Dragon Center, which comes with a lot of features which are necessary for a user. Like, he cannot just simply go into the settings and do all kinds of tweaks. Instead of that, MSI has just provided us with the right things, you can check here. It is telling us about how much percentage of the CPU is being used, how much GPU has been used, how much memory is being used, and how much disk we are using while running this. And it's also mentioning about device information, and also it's mentioning about the fan's RPM. Let me just zoom into it a little bit, and so that you can see. Okay, here you can see it's mentioning fan 1 at how many rotations it's making per minute. And also you have system tuner mode, in which you can actually reduce the performance and also increase it as well. Like I can overclock this by entering into the turbo mode over here, and here you can see, yeah, core clock offset and VRAM clock offset. These are basically for both CPU and GPU, like how much how much speed they have to run. Because of which I can push this beyond the regular speed, which is 3.6 gigahertz, I guess, probably. And here you can see it's giving me a warning that I should not push this into the overclock mode, because in the long time it gets the CPU and GPU will lose their lifetime, and I have to take it to the service center before even using it at least for 3 to 4 years. And here you can see I can control the fan's speed settings over here. Well, it's getting a little bit blurry over here. Let me just focus it onto that. And here you can see I can actually reduce the settings and make some tweaks in the advanced mode. Or if I don't want anything, I can just put it to automatic mode, that is based upon the usage of CPU and GPU. The software itself switches on, controls the speed of the fan. And also here we have the cooler boost mode, which as you can see, you are hearing probably a lot of noise. You have to push this mode on if you want your laptop to survive at least some of the heat. Also, you are having many profiles, like here you are seeing performance profile and theater mode, meeting, profile 1 and profile 2, where, well, these are all the custom profiles. Well, I like to keep it this way. And also you're seeing here a Nahimic, I guess, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. Nahimic audio, like Nahimic is a company that has made the speakers for this laptop. It is powered by Nahimic speakers, and here I can make the audio like gaming, movie, communication, music. Like if I put it into communication, I can hear dialogues, all the dialogues clearly. If I put it into movie, I can hear everything clearly. If I put it in music, I can hear the audio rather than the video part clearly. Like I can hear all the instrumental music that is being played rather than the person singing the lyrics. I usually turn this mode off. Also, you have MSI's RGB section. Here we can see it's giving a lot of features for us to set the mode of lighting on the display. And here you can see it's mentioning about its battery health options, and also here you can see it's having some gaming modes for specific games. Like here you can see PUBG, you can see CSGO. Here you can see Need for Speed Payback, Rocket League, Fortnite, Apex Legends, and many other stuff. And here you can see voice boost. This is for microphones especially. And here you have MSI Mobile Center where you can download a MSI app, and I can actually control this entire Dragon Center using my mobile, but I don't prefer that. And also you have some tools for here. Okay, now let's hear some audio to see exactly how loud this is. Today, laptops have become one of the necessary accessories, which not accessories, gadgets, which you need for either working in home, or whether you're attending online classes, whether you're attending online webinars, or whether you're participating in some competitions, or you just want it for content creation, just like me. Okay, here the audio is loud, but it depends upon the surface you're in. Right now, I've actually placed it on a glass table, because of which there is a huge amount, you can hear it, some nice amount of volume. But if I place it on a cloth surface, I cannot hear it that much, because since the speakers are faced downwards, the material on which you place the laptop becomes important. Okay, that's up about this video. Now let's hear some music. Okay, even the music sounds kind of okay, but it's better if you actually use an external speakers for this, because the inbuilt speakers are not that loud. You have to like adjust yourself to a particular place while hearing it if you want to use the inbuilt speakers. Alright, now let's talk about the pros and cons of this laptop. Like, well, let me just bring it here. Okay. First thing is its thin chassis. Yeah, you might wonder why the thin chassis is a big problem. Uh, like, because of its thin chassis, its weight is reduced, which is a plus point. But the minus point over here is heat does not get dissipated so easily. Like there is no proper heat spreading in this laptop, because of which I always have to switch on the cooler boost mode, which you've seen before in the Dragon Center part. And because of that, the games do feel a bit noisy while doing it, and also there will be a lot of heat generated which cannot get spread in the laptop. And you can see there are only two thermal vents, one at the back and one at the side, because of which there is no proper heat spreading. Like, you have to ensure that there is an external cooling platform which can somehow reduce the heat generated, or you can just sit literally under the AC to make sure you don't get overheated laptop chassis. Okay, but not anyone can afford that, so leave that part. And next up, regarding the audio over here, is like the speakers are faced downwards, as I've said before. The speakers are because of that, the surface where I place the laptop becomes a huge role. I have to ensure that the speakers are nowhere touched to any other surface, so that I can hear the audio smoothly. And because of that, I use normally my headphones, or I put it up to an external speaker. And next is its battery. Well, normal browsing and all the other stuff, you get at least 5 to 6 hours of battery. Though MSI claims it to be 7 hours, 5 to 6 hours is pretty fine. But the problem comes with the battery is while gaming or heavy application stuff. Like suppose think that you are playing games like GTA 5, which are hugely graphic based, and hugely graphic based use up consume a lot of power and memory. Because of that, the RAM has to use maximum power it can use. Even the CPU and GPU use up most of the battery power which is there, because of which it'll last mostly for 40 minutes, I guess. Though you can make it use it for 1 hour, but more than 1 hour you cannot last for with this laptop, which is another disadvantage. And in terms of its advantages, well, the point is portability. As I've said before, having thin chassis laptops is an advantage in terms of portability. Well, the company has made sure to reduce the weight by making this thing a plastic one, and because of which the weight is reduced. And on top of the plastic, there is a brushed aluminum covering protecting the laptop. Like you can see over here, this entire portion is brushed aluminum, except the keys. Though the keys are plastic, and also, that's about the advantages. And while editing my videos, well, this video you've seen editing. Actually, the video which you're seeing right now is being edited on this laptop. Well, my daily application for editing is Adobe Premiere Pro, and previously I used Filmora as well, but due to some issues, Filmora got crashed, so I installed Adobe Premiere Pro, which is an excellent application by the way, but there is a catch over there. While editing, I edit in like high quality 1080p HD footage, like no matter though you're seeing it this one in 30 fps, I still make sure that it reaches to at least for to the better quality I can by improving its color or anything. Like while rendering, it takes up like 1 to 2 hours depending upon the length of the video. Well, if it's a 5 minutes one, it takes like around 20 minutes. Like this video will be probably cross 15 minutes because there is a lot of things I've talked about in this video about the laptop, and well, anyway, I don't mind it because it's a PCI Gen 3 SSD, because of which even the read and write speeds affect the rendering speeds, not only the GPU and CPU as well. If you talk about its price, well, I've bought this laptop for 53,000, which is equivalent to $692 in USA. I've got it imported because I found the good deal. Actually, I've got it as a gift, and in India, its price is around 60 to 65 range. I'll leave that link for the laptop in the description. You can check the price and buy the deal. Well, do I prefer it? Yes and no. Well, yes, because this is a gaming laptop, and in this price, many brands give you a laptop. Leave the gaming series. If you talk about professional looking laptops, you do not get price to performance. Like you do not get a value for money deal at that price, because I've seen many laptops which are priced at 60 to 65,000, but in terms of performance, they do not even match with my laptop or any other gaming laptop for that matter. And no, because if you are a true hardcore gamer, you should go for Asus Tuf Series, because like if you're a streamer like many other people do stream well the game, for them that laptop is preferable, because also you do need a good internet, but anyway that laptop is preferable because that laptop comes with a little bit thicker chassis, which and also Asus's heat spreading is awesome. I literally tested it, like my friend has that laptop and I've checked it. It's awesome. I'll leave that link in the description as well so that you can compare these two laptops. And anyway, that's been it. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And feel free to comment down below your suggestions, anything about this laptop, or whatever you feel like in the comment section. You can comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And stay home, stay safe. Bye for now, guys.